Happy midweek, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. I just wanted to give you some thoughts that I was having in the course of this last week. I have a dog named Duke, and Duke was due for a number of things. He was due for, basic vaccines, but he was also clawing his sides and he had allergies, and so he had to get a shot for that and medicine for that. It was interesting, Duke likes to get out. And when I initially put the collar on him and walked him out of the house, he thought that we were going on an adventure. We were going on an adventure. It just wasn't the one that Duke thought was coming his way. And so we go over to the vet, and he spends most of the day with the vet. And then when I go to pick him up later in the day, he comes walking out and he gives me this look like, what in the world did you just do to me? So I get back home, and I had had a lot going on that day as well. And I wanted to just step out a little bit and kind of process a number of things, people that I was trying to help. And so sometimes I'll step out of the house and go on a little bit of walk for that. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll take Duke on the walk with me. After all, the beast has had a long day. And so I did. I hooked him up on the collar, and we went out for probably no more than 15 or so minutes. Now that dog really likes to get out. And so we're walking along the sidewalk, and he was tired from the day. We probably didn't walk any more than 15 or so minutes. I'm trying to process some things in the way I help people, but really Duke is there on the leash, and something would hit him and he would just immediately go over for it and just like bury his head in a person's yard. And I was reading later that night, I was in the 119th Psalm, and I was thinking about something, and a verse hit me, and it just really made me stop. The verse is in Psalm 119:32, and it says, I run the way of your commandments, for you enlarge my understanding. I run the way of your commandments, for you enlarge my understanding. And I was thinking about it in my time with Duke, because, Duke, he loves to walk. But it's hard sometimes to get him to run the way of my commandments. There's something that he smells in the yard, and over he goes. And I'm like, leave it. Now that's the command that I have for him, basically to say, stop what you're doing and to come with me. It's a challenge for the dark Lord to leave whatever is in the yard and to come my way. But he's a good beast, and so he does. But it made me think this, I wonder if that is how God feels with me when I pull on the leash, because I pull on the leash. So while many of us are distracted at times, and we're chasing things, maybe sniffing things in the neighbor's yard, things that take us away from the path that God has for us, there's something that I was really gathering from the psalmist. The psalmist says he runs the way of Yahweh's commandments. And that's what made me start really thinking about Duke. The psalmist doesn't just tolerate Yahweh's laws, he runs to them. Do I run after God like that? Well, when you think of running, what it does is it suggests a joy about doing it. It suggests kind of a recklessness about doing it. Almost like when I come home at the end of the day and I walk in the house and my girls run to me. It's just what they do. Do I run to God in the same way? Well, when you look at the verse and you think about, he says, I run the way of your commandments, he tells you why he does it. And the answer is, he says in the second part, is because God enlarges his understanding. Or there's another way of looking at that same word, God enlarges his heart. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Either translation works pretty well, but this is basically what it's saying. Both things are communicating that there is a huge blessing that is associated with the pursuit of God and the pursuit of his word. So let me give you in this midweek devotional this challenge. Go on the journey and pursue him. Listen, I hope to see you this Sunday at 10:50. We're going to be continuing our series on each other as we look into the passages of Scripture about what God did in the creation of the church. This week the theme is strengthen each other. And maybe in preparation for that, can I encourage you to read 2 Corinthians chapter 1. And until then, have a blessed week and take care.